Welcome back. Today I'm actually going to fix the trail setup or the water setup just a little bit better than what I had it. I'm going to drop the tank, disconnect the setup that I have so far, and I'm just going to readjust. I'm going to flip the tank around slightly. I'm going to add a new vent setup, and I'm just going to walk you through that process to show you how I set it up, and we'll see if it actually empties a little bit better and if it's easier to fill. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get under the truck. Let's lower the tank first so we can actually add the new vent and disconnect what we already have connected. So per usual, it starts raining exactly when I start working on something, but anyways, it's just drizzling. So we're actually going to try to continue. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to do with the vent. And then I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to actually do the actual part we're going to put the water in. So let's start with the vent. So I took the tank down. As you can see, right here is the tank. The flat side right here, and I think that this will be okay. This is the part that says trailed, so it's actually going to be the part that's facing up. I would actually like to be this part facing down, but from what you can see, there's not really a flat spot on the bottom necessarily. There is, but it's not really a good, it's not big enough, honestly, in my opinion. But there is a good flat spot right here. So I got these. These are actually vents for a gasoline can. I'm gonna use 2 of them. Now, Trailed, I think, indicated that he had used these before in the larger boondocker, and there might have been some issues, but you know, I'm gonna give it a shot, and I'm gonna use, like I said, I'm gonna use 2 of them. I'm gonna put like one right here, and then I'm gonna use another one on the, you know, basically right here, and I'm gonna put it in the same place that I had it originally, there where the actual, where you can lower the tire or lower the tank now. So I can actually easily vent whenever I'm filling or unfilling the tank. So it comes with this, the kit comes with a drill bit, which is nice. Well, let me see if I can zoom in. Comes with a wire to actually loop it in. And I'm gonna use the drill into the tank, somewhere there about here, so it can be easily put in there. I don't wanna go too far back because the wire is not that long and it'll be hard to fish it back. But we're gonna put it here towards the top side. And I got some long, and I'll show you exactly what I'm gonna do next. But let's go ahead and get this drilled in, get this set, and I'll show you what that looks like. So we have our hole drilled, one of them anyways. So let's go ahead and try to actually fish it in with this. You can kind of bend this, of course, any way you need to. I have the one rubber washer. So I'm gonna go ahead and loop it in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and run this wire through. This may or may not work, but we're gonna give it a shot. And just try to feed it on in this way. You'll see what I'm doing in a second. This might work, so we won't have a chance of losing anything in the tank. It may or may not. I may have to actually do something different. Give me a second. Okay, I got an idea. I'll have to put a little wire at the end of this. And that's okay too. Okay. So we have it through there, as you can see. All right. So now, let's put the other seal on it. Keep it held in place. Okay. All right. Now it looks like the dome piece goes next. I hope you can still see what I'm doing. I have the wire pulled through. Okay. There's the dome piece. Still got that pulled through. And now the nut to keep it in place. All right, Tighten that so it won't fall through. I'll probably just make it finger tight. I think that'll work for the moment. And there we go. And I'll tighten it down with the little plier, a little tool they sent with it. And there's one of the vents. Like I said, I'm gonna do 2 of these. And gosh, it sent 5. I guess I could do more if I wanted. But I think I'm gonna start with 2 to see if that works. I think there'll be plenty. Okay, there's that one. And you have a little cap, of course, but I have some, I'll show you what I'm gonna do on that. I have these long extensions. Let me back you up just a minute. Some long extensions that will go on top here. As you can see, I'll show you what that looks like all together in just a second. But let's go and get the second one in. Like I said, I'm gonna put it about right, give or take right here, the other side. And I'll have 2 of them more or less, kind of going into the same direction. But that'll give you hopefully enough vent, I think, for this tank. Let's get the other one drilled out. As mentioned, I'm gonna have to add another inlet, and this is actually gonna be where the water's gonna come in. The other side's gonna be where the water comes out. I drilled my hole without taking this out, and that's how I'm gonna do that again. There's nothing behind this. Bought this part again from Amazon, $25. It's an RV City inlet. The last one I actually busted the inside of it out so it would be an outlet, but this side it's gonna be an inlet, so the water cannot come out. This is gonna be handy because I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna measure it. Well, honestly, I'm not gonna measure it. I'm just gonna eyeball it because that's how I done the other side, and get it kind of somewhat center. Start with the smaller bit and build my way up, and you have to get basically the hole the size of that. But it's not too bad. Again, this part right here is separate. You do have to take the bumper off to get this part out, but this whole piece right here from GM, I think the cover is $50. The only downside would be to actually take the bumper off to replace it if you mess up. But I feel pretty confident about getting this drilled out. The other side was really easy. There is no wires or anything behind it. It's just an empty space. So let's go and get this drilled out. Okay. Okay, let's check it again. As you get closer, you're just going to keep an eye on it. Okay. Now, all you have to do is more or less on this one, you'll take these bolts out. We got it perfect. Because you'll put these on the back side once you get it all the way through. But we have our hole. Now we have to do is connect the rest of it, and we'll be good to go. And then run our pipes. Now that's the hard part to make sure we don't have any leaks, but this setup should work a lot better, I do think. So I'll come back once we have all this together, and I'll show you what that looks like, or how we're gonna go with it, to where I think it's actually gonna be a little bit better this go around. Okay, I do think that this will go on the back side. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think one of these gaskets will go on the back side too, because we have 2 of those. Yes. All right. So that's all we need on that side. And then what we'll do actually is you have to put some screws. There's 3 screws that's included. Or well, actually I bought some black screws for this job. And we'll drill those in. And I'll put those right in these 3 spots. And we'll just, like I said, we'll just drill those in there right quick in just a second. But that's about center. And that will actually be your water connection. So I'll be right back in a second. So I hope you all can see the back side of this. Right there it is. So I have it coming in from the one side. I'm going to run a 1/2 inch hose from this. I'm going to route it through here to about right here, and probably do it around a 90 degree to right here, give or take. And the tank should be sitting somewhere thereabouts, and have our inlet side on right here, and that'll be where our water comes in at. So let's go and get the tank back in place, so we'll kind of know where we're sitting at. And then we're going to run our outlet side out, or pump side. I do think that I'll have to redo that. I'm going to take those lines down and just redo that completely, because I have so many valves that I don't need anymore, I don't think. So we're going to do that right quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, I believe I've finished. So that's where the water's going to come in. It's going to feed over here, and it's going to feed into the tank right here. All right, so we got our vents right here, and I'll show you exactly where they go out in just a second. So the water's going to come out the same place it came in and out last time, right there. But I do still have one valve. I took out most of the valves except for this one, because I want to be able to flip it on and off so the water won't spill out. The other side it can't, because it's only a 1-way valve, but this is a 2-way valve because where I modified that one. But I can turn that one on and off, so whenever using it, I'll just turn it on. Not using it or feeling it, I'll turn it off. And I just have this one. It runs directly to the pump. So this is where the water will empty from, into the pump, in the back, of course, out. So it's pretty simple now. Let me show you where the vents are. The vents are where I originally wanted to put them, right here where you lower the tire. And they're right here. So I have 2. I use some extensions, and you'll be able to just kind of pull them out just a little bit and take your valve stem caps off. And that's all you have to really do when you're emptying and filling. And that'll allow you to vent. So we're going to actually give this a try. We're going to fill it up first, make sure it fills up 7 gallons, and then we're going to pump it out and see if it'll empty it, pump out 7 gallons. We are on an incline, so it is a true test. It may not empty out the full 7 gallons unless you're on flat, I'm not sure. But we're going to give it a go and see if it works. I'll be right back once I get the water hose hooked up. Now it should be filling up right now. The water is on. I don't see any leaks. I use breeze clamps. Whenever water spits out the vent tube, theoretically, it should be full. Okay, that is full. Got the vent tubes. Vent tubes work. Now I'm gonna get a little bit wet. It works though. Let me go turn the water off, and I'll be right back, and we'll see if the pump works. Hook this other water hose up right quick. We'll start the truck this time. I need to buy a better connector for this if this works well this time. A hose connector. I'll have to go underneath the truck to make sure that that one valve's open. All right, full disclosure, I had to move the switch panel over here. It was not staying on the ceiling, but I have added to the collection a little bit, just a little bit of the places I've been added. The Georgia Traverse. I think I might have one more video to go for y'all of that. We'll see exactly what line that kind of falls into. But let's go ahead and try this water pump out right quick. Start the truck up. Okay. I think that the switch panel's on. Switch panel's on. I'll show you where my water button is. If you can see it there, let's hit the water button. Now theoretically it should be pumping. Okay. Let me see up on the other camera and let's see if it's pumping. Let's see if it works. Do it this way so we won't get everybody wet here. A little bit dirty, I guess, where the tank was, the hose was dirty. It works though. Let's see if we can empty the whole 7 gallons. Pressure's a whole lot better this time. Much better. And again, we're on a slope too, which is nice. No leaks. This system works a whole lot better. Let me turn the pump off. I gotta open up the vents before we go much further. Ray vent. So we want the tank be formed. Back to it. Got those open. Oh yeah. That works good. That's clean off the mud, I guess. All right. Cut it off there. I would say, honestly, truth be told, if you were on a flat surface, you might get a little bit more out of it. But for what it is on the incline, and it's much better. So I'm going to turn the truck off, get the pump turned off. And I'll catch my thoughts here in just a second. So it's fixed. I have to say, with the in and the out, it's a lot better in the vent like this. I did try the other way. It did empty some, but I probably got about 2 or 3 gallons out of it that way. I think now it's emptying the 7 gallons. To me, it's just the way I wanted it. I mean, those ins and outs are still hidden in those steps. Unless you look closely, you wouldn't know that they're there. I have 7 gallons of water, and I can add, the other 14 gallon if I wanted to. That's plenty. And later on, I may add the 14 gallons because, gosh, I mean, you can go quite a few places and have that much water. This will be helpful for the showers on the trips. I don't know if I'd use it so much for drinking water because I have the fridges and I can just take bottled water for that. But for showers and just for cleaning dishes and things like that, this is really helpful. So I think that'll last for a little bit, and I'm excited. It actually works now, and I'm content. And I have to say, Trailed actually made a really good product. As long as you just set it up right, it works wonderfully. So thank you, Trailed, for sending this out, or giving me opportunity to give it a try. And I'm excited to actually maybe try the Boondocker out eventually and see how it does, and maybe actually do a dual setup with it. But anyways, if y'all are looking for some type of water setup for your Overland setup, just give Trailed a try. But anyways, until next time, bye.